once again for another episode of
Generation Magfed.
It's the show about promoting events,
meetups,
team topics,
and current events
within the community.
And now, your host,
Twisted Trooper,
the Headhunter.
I've got boss weapons! Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I hope everybody's staying warm on this frigid cold Monday night. I'm at a loss of words today. I'm really amped, but we got a pretty good show for you tonight. I hope that you enjoy the show. This evening on the panel, pretty interesting topics we're going to be discussing, but let me go straight to Gio and introduce Gio Magfed. Gio, how you doing, Gio?
What's up, brother? Good afternoon. Good evening or good very early morning to everybody over the pond. Want to welcome everybody to the first podcast for this week. We do 2 a week, and this is the first one of this week. I want to introduce everybody to Tom Preston, which is to the right of me from Preston Apparel. He's at airsoft events, paintball events. He's the one making microfibers. The cups, challenge coins, little shot glasses, and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And then I have Steve's right-hand man and his co-captain, Tony the Barber. And then I got Mr. Tonka Tactical, that everybody knows him, or I know him as Rich, all the way from Canada. Came on here. And then last but not least, we got Paul, the chapter commander and owner of Who Dares Wins from over the pond. Paul, I know it's late. I want to thank you for getting on here. I know you're going to be kind of tired, but it's awesome, having you on here with us. And then, of course, Steve, the chapter commander of the brand new Who Dares Wins New York chapter. Oh, did I just say that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, so we got a lot of cool things going on here tonight. Try and get some new faces on here. Help spread throughout the community, not just in the United States, over the pond, up in Canada. Paintball is not just in the U.S. like a lot of people think it is. Steve's invited me to go over to the pond, and I might just take that off for next year. But I want to get everybody on here.
Well, I got a little bit of news just now. For whatever reason, I'm not streaming on Facebook. I think I know why.
Just about to say that.
I think I know why. I do apologize, but it will be streaming live on Apple right now and YouTube, so we're good. I'll fix the issue with Facebook. I think it's a coding issue because I've been making so many changes. But anyway, with that being said, Mr. Tonka Tactical himself. First, I want to say I have been a follower of Tonka Tactical from day one. Awesome. And I like what you're going. I like what you're doing. I like that you try to promote positivity within the paintball community by helping individuals with your giveaways as far as your speedball markers and paintball markers. And I use the word markers because of Facebook and YouTube. But I like the concept that you're doing and how you're reaching out to the community. You're informative. How did this all come about? What clicked? What made you? If you tell us about, Tonka Tactical.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always mention his name, and John Adams. When I first got into paintball years and years ago, I just played with my buddies, but then I got back into it, and I went to an event with one of my sons, and this guy, Airborne, John Adams. I never met him before, but I was introduced to all these different people. And he came up to my son, and he gave him his Tip-X. My son was blown, not just a Tip-X, but he gave him this barrel plug with first strike round and his bandana and all that sort of stuff. My son was like totally blown away. He wouldn't stop talking about it, and it was amazing, and it really inspired my son to keep playing. And he's always with me when we run to these different events. And paintball itself brought my whole family together, and then my kids, and we always run and have a good time. That father-son bond. And I swear to God, it was that moment that I said, you know what, I got to do something for the community. I got to give back in some manner. And just to I guess, reflect what he did from my side. If I could make change to more kids and bring in more people to the community and make them embrace and enjoy what we enjoy, man, that's the most rewarding thing. And so I grew the group, or we, as in everybody in the group, grew the group to about just over 1,300 members so far. We're growing all the time. And what we're trying to do is raise money to buy new markers for new players at big events, or any event, but mostly big events. Drive them in there, inspire the kids, and get them enthusiastic to play, and then invite their friends so it becomes somewhat viral and brings in more people and grows the community from there. And the members been amazing. We got the best members, I have to say. So it's been fun. It's been really fun.
You have a pretty solid following. A lot of the guys here on the Northeast, within the community out here in the Northeast, follow every time you go on live. It's a good thing. I have, every time I've watched your show, every time that you go on live, and you do your recordings and you go on live and you put your media out, I'm always following. I get the alerts. Tonka Tactical Live. Tonka Tactical new post.
I appreciate that, man.
But the gentleman up there who's been relatively quiet with the glasses, I'm gonna let him. I'm sure he's got a million questions for you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let him. Tone. Have a way, sir.
So before that, real quick, Tonka Tactical has made it into the U.S. We had an event, Santa vs. Grinch, which is a big charity event for the kids. Mr. Tonka himself, or Richard, actually reached out to me, and it's like, Gio, and asked me to represent Tonka, and we gave out a
Elite
Shipment Stormer, and the kid won it. Was a first-time baller who is now coming back to the sport.
That's awesome, man. That's exactly what we want, man. I love it, man.
Made it into the U.S.
That's amazing, man. And again, I was so humbled by that. And you know what? Really, I didn't know who Gio was until we started talking. I didn't realize how big of a name he was, and for him to represent the group. Like I said, it was so humbling. It was unreal. It was unreal. So it was really flattering too.
Well, I gotta say though that it's reverse for me, because how you just said, Gio running the event. I do apologize. That is my fiance coming home from work. So I'm sorry about that in the background. But I gotta say though, it's humbling for me to see individuals like yourself do something for the community in the way that you're doing it, by promoting, by getting the message out there, by talking, equipment, by giving insight, and being as interactive and as proactive within the community. I really, for me to have you on the show, for me is a very humbling experience. I am honored to have you on the show.
Thank you.
For that reason, it's. I have nothing good to say, nothing bad to say, and all good.
Thank you very much.
I gotta follow though. I missed the randomizer that you had today. I do apologize because I was setting up for the show.
Well, just to mention that Steve Decoy, who is call sign is Decoy, who won. He doesn't run first strikes, so he's putting back the box of 600 rounds back into the randomizer. So I'm going to try to run it either tomorrow or Friday. Tomorrow after work, and then Friday I have off. So I got to figure that one out. So it's still alive, man. That randomizer's not dead, man. It's still alive.
All right, so I still have an opportunity and a chance here. I'm going to try again.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm definitely going to try again, because I knew that today that you were doing a randomizer, and I was like, okay, I got to get the show. I got the studio set up. And then, of course, I wanted to make sure I have no glitches, and you can't prepare for everything. As you can see, I can't, not on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it done. And then when I go look, it's over.
Oh, don't worry, you have another chance, man. I'll let you know, man. You got another chance. Don't sweat it.
Cool. Mr. Tone, do you have any questions? I'm sure you do.
Well, first of all, much respect for you and everything, whatever you do to help out the paintball community.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I do watch your shows all the time with my kids, and my kids do watch it. Especially my son when you do the little quick little videos of the games you play in certain fields. And my son's favorite game, we were in the hallway of death.
Oh yeah.
He tells me, and he's like, one day I'm going to do that hallway. And I'm kind of hoping I am. But I'm also be an honor for me one day is also to run side by side with you into that hole of death. So
I'd love
hopefully
it.
I'll have them.
Start telling. I'm gonna make your day. I'm gonna make it official tonight. Mr. Tonka will be at Folding Gap 2022.
Yeah. I'm gonna make every effort. I have everything cleared. I'm actually going to try to do a lot of traveling actually this coming year. So yeah, I'm totally down. I've told everybody, man. So I'm pretty stoked.
Well, there is an event coming up. If you're interested, it would be. There are a couple of events coming up. I'm just gonna let me get back to you on that because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. It almost came out just now. But
okay, no worries.
I would like to get you to an event over here because I know that this particular event or this particular league would go absolutely, excuse my French, bonkers to have you there. And I'm going to recenter myself there because I almost got in front of myself. Could we get some comments coming in before I jump over to Mr. Tom, correct?
Tom, you can take your mic off. You can
Yes,
your mic.
you're Mike. I'm sorry. We have comments that are coming in on YouTube really quick. Cody
I was
Van,
about to shut them.
Cody Van Duzers, how's everybody?
Cody, my man.
Alfred 22 Magfed is doing well, Cody.
Kyle.
Let's see. Alfred 22 is also saying bringing in the youth is always a main target no matter what sport you play, but I love paintball, so bring them in. And then he also says in relation to what you were talking about, the hallway of death is crazy looking. And let's see, really go really quick here. Hope some of you guys make it down to GRC this year. Well, that is the event that I was referring to. So I'm glad I didn't say it. I'm glad it came out. So I'm going to speak to the individuals that run that event, and make sure that let them know that I am going to formally invite you because we are going to be there. It's their event, but I'm as our guest, as my guest, the team's guest.
I appreciate it.
If you would come down to this particular event and rock out with us, because I'm sure.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm sure.
I consider it done, man. I'd love to, man. Love to.
That's a beautiful thing because I'm sure a lot of the guys here at the Northeast are curious. We see the way the guys play in Canada, just like we see the way the guys play in the UK, and it's a different. I mean, it's funny because you look at the format, the style that they play, and what we play here and what they play there. It's the same sport, but it's on a totally different level of play.
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion. For example, things that we do here in the US that you guys do in Canada. And I've been to the furthest I've been to is Toronto, and I love Toronto, and I've been to Ottawa.
Okay, yeah.
And I've seen the Quebec, I think it was, the changing of the guards. I had to go see it.
Right.
But I actually made a fool of myself because I was going to Toronto, through the border. And he looks at me, the the border patrol, and I said, he says, "What's your state of your business?" I'm here for vacation. And by the way, where do I go for the changing of the guards? And he looked at me like I had 5 heads. What? And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to go and the changing of the guards. And he still looked at me, huh? So I was like, wait a minute, I'm beginning to think that I'm the fool here, but I found out that I came into Canada the wrong entrance.
Yeah.
I should have came in the French side over by Maine, and then they would have been able to help me out. But the agents on the border from the New York to Toronto or where by Niagara Falls side have no idea what the hell I'm talking about when I say changing of the guard. So
yeah, that's true. That's funny, man.
So let me ask Mr. Let me just jump over to Mr. Tom. Preston Apparel. Good to have you on. Very good, sir. Good to have you on the show. Tell us exactly your microfibers. We've seen some that Gio has had. He's got one, I believe, that says Mrs. Militia. Another one from when we had the fundraiser for Craig Schaefer. Tell us about it. What drew you to do this particular type of apparel?
Honestly, it's a long, crazy story. It started with my wife got sick about 10 years ago, and we got into hemp bracelets and just trying to make money, and got into paracord, made some crazy investments, and that paracord brought us into the paintball world. And then we started invested in the printing equipment, and it's just gone crazy since then. So.
Well,
now, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but did I just see you got a brand new piece of machinery to get to events with?
Yes, I just bought a box truck that we're turning into a camper because I'm tired of using a minivan and a little tiny trailer. So that was fun.
Minivan and a tiny trailer. Traveling in a minivan for a long period of time.
You know, I went from sleeping on an air mattress in the back of the minivan to I actually had a real mattress this weekend at the event, and I slept so great. Even though it stormed the whole Saturday night, like it was still a lot better than that minivan.
So tell us, Gio, I see that you have microfibers. Can you show us a couple of the microfibers you have?
Oh, absolutely. So what I have first is one that actually make fun of me as much as you want. This is one that actually means a lot to me. It was one we did for a fundraiser for a very good friend of mine, a veteran brother, Craig Schaefer. This one's from Operation Just Cause. They're absolutely awesome. The cool thing about some of them is there is a wristband holder. So you actually, I don't know what they're for, but we're actually calling wristband holders. So you put them on a wristband.
So there's two sizes. The 12x12 is the one he has there with the strap on it, and it's just a piece of elastic on the corner. You can use a carabiner to hook it to your molly on your vest, or like he does, he just hooks it to his wrist. But it gives you lots of options on how to carry it, and they ball up really well. And just throw them in your pocket. You're not going to destroy the map. You're not going to destroy the printing on it.
What's actually pretty cool about it is I don't think I would use it to wipe my markers. I don't think because it's such a work of art. But I guess that's
but that's the good part of them. So the side with the
field.
printing on it is smooth. Yeah, you buy two of them.
Okay.
The side with the printing on it is smooth, like a regular lens cloth you get for your glasses. But when you get home, you toss it in the washing machine with your clothes, and it comes out and looks the exact same as it did before you started using it.
I like the fact that afterwards, of course, I'm probably going to wind up buying two because I like it afterwards that I can put it. That guys collect patches. We all collect patches. Yep. That would also be, that would go with the patch. This is my patch that I got at this event, and this was the map, and I like it. I really like it.
And that's why we have a lot of fields that we've been to, and done maps for 10, 15 times now. And we try and make the background for the map different and themed towards the event so that, there's a reason to buy a new map every time you go instead of just, I've already got one. Well, you don't have one that's themed for whatever the game is that weekend.
And of course, we all know that maps continuously change because you play at one event,
right? One
day or one time, you come back, the field may be the same, but the layout is now different because it's changed to the specs of the promoter.
I've got some big games coming up this year that I'm generaling, so I'm definitely going to be tapping you up for a map for that one because for my lads, it's awesome. You just literally stuff it in your pocket. So
exactly. And the cool part, especially if dealing with people that are like your case, you're in the UK. But if you have several events that you can get a hold of the file for the map and just order them all at one time and ship it all at one time, Save you time and hassle and get them in, because we all know shipping is crazy right now and takes forever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, we can print one microfiber. We can print 100 of them. So
Nice.
What other items are you capable, or that you specialize in, or what other items?
We do a lot of moisture wicking shirts. I tend to be the guy that does the really random stuff. I don't know if any of you know Shane Burnell with Destiny's Army. There was some random stuff at the event this weekend where he became the dad for the weekend, and then he had to be the adult and keep everybody in line. So I made a shirt that said, "Have you seen my daddy?" And it has his picture on it. So we can do koozies, just, insulated koozies for your beer or root beer, whatever you're drinking. We have challenge coins, which we're having some supply issues right now with those. But the challenge coins are pretty cool. They have a really good weight to them. It's a full color image on both sides.
I have mine somewhere.
Yeah. These are the tumblers. Just regular, insulated, hot, cold. We have 30 ounce and 20 ounce available. And then we have water bottles that are 32 ounces. And it's full color. So we can do them with, family pictures, team pictures. It doesn't just have to be paintball stuff on them. Pretty much anything that I can design on the computer can be printed on them.
Nice. I like that. I like it. There are promoters out here that I know of, that various promoters, and they obviously have run different events. Of course, we're gonna have the links to contact, how to reach you after the show. But for these promoters watching, for these individuals that are watching, now, that will be watching after the show, the replay of the show, how flexible or let me, how do I word this correctly? What doesn't come out? When they contact you, what generally is the process? They contact you, they tell you, listen, I have an event, 500 people, blah, blah, blah. From beginning to end, because I know a lot of the promoters that I know have encountered shipping problems.
Right.
One event that I went to, the challenge coins never made it. They wound up making it. They wound up being delivered 2 months after the.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But something like that. I mean, how what's the process? Would you work with them or try to figure something out?
As far as if something doesn't come in.
Yeah.
Or
okay. Here's an example. Here's a total hypothetical. I'm running an event tomorrow morning.
Right.
I ordered 500 tumblers and challenge coins, whatever. Package is not here. What can we do? That's worst case scenario. That's the day before the event. Not unfair question. I do apologize, but
unfortunately, I've been lucky enough not to run into that situation. Normally, if they show up, they're showing up right there at the last second. And I honestly am not sure exactly how that would be handled on something that big of a scale, because for the producer to turn around and have to ship all those individually to the customers would be an astronomical cost. And that would be something that we'd have to discuss on a case-by-case basis to figure out what's the best way, whether it's him turning around and shipping them all back to me and I deal with getting it out, or figuring out another way of doing that.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to put you on the spot. I do apologize if I did. I do apologize. It's just like my own personal experience from my own last year. I had an event, and I was, we were running an event, and I did run into some logistical problems as far as patches, not having enough patches when I ordered X, Y. So, are you local here in the U.S.? Are you on the Northeast, Midwest? Are you out West?
So we're based out of Savannah, Georgia. And so a lot of the events, I actually, as far as on the East Coast, especially this year, I'm trying to kick it up a notch and hit more events. But a lot of the bigger events on the East Coast, I actually try and go as a vendor. So shipping, isn't really an issue. Because like the event this past weekend, I just hand delivered a bunch of shirts for the field, and then all the awards for the events. I just hand delivered it when I got there, which saves money for everybody involved, and it's a little easier. Gives me a little more extra time to get it done as well.
So,
Cool.
that we're going to be asking, what events are you taking part in this year as a vendor?
As a vendor, I'm branching out of paintball a lot. I'm doing several tree climbing competitions. Confirmed events for paintball. I am at Desi's game in March for the Jurassic Park game. 90% certain I'll be back at Fulda Gap for airsoft and paintball. And that's pretty much everything that's confirmed right now. Still trying to work. I'll be at a couple of the Legends games. I'm working on trying to get into Super Game in Indiana and in Maryland. And if hit me up if you have an event you think it would be a good fit for.
Well, I gotta put my 2 cents in real quick. That at some point this year, I'm not sure when. At some point this year, I will be. I'm talking with command right now, my command, and we've already kicked the idea of running an event. But when we finalize that, it would be an honor to have yourself as a vendor to the event, and of course, Mr. Tonka Tactical as well. Gator, we have numerous people that we've put on the show that we're going to have them come. We would like to have them at this event, and I think it's good to have vendors at the event, because it gets your product out there. It gets your name out there, and then people know, especially within this community. It's such a tight knit community. I can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, listen, I want to get a pair of MCU pants, MCP pants." Oh yeah, sure, you go over here, or I need where do I get this barrel? I want this Quake barrel. I want this lab coat barrel. So the community is so tight knit that when we go to these events, they see it, they tell their families and so forth. So, I want to make sure that, events that we get the word out, the events is open it up for vendors to come and get their stuff out, and that way the community grows because people come to these events. And some people come out with walk-ons. They have no idea what to expect, and that's cool, but when they see it, I've been to an event in North Bones and Ashes where last year I walked into the event and there were uniforms, there was tons of apparel, there were markers, there was merchandise for paintball, there were paintball guns, there were paintballs, all kinds of stuff. And that made me feel good to know that, we're at this event, and yes, the pro shop is doing their business, the field's doing their business, and they're allowing the vendors to do theirs as one community. And that's what reinforced my belief in wanting to remain in the community because of an event like that. And those are the events that I aspire to go, and hopefully one day we have those type of events where you walk in and there's uniforms and there's gear and there's merchandise and there's this and there's that, and that it gives us the opportunity to meet you guys, gives you the opportunity to meet the community, the demographics that you both trying to reach, and we're all trying to reach. And it makes the community feel, that one person who's talking to you makes them feel, wow, I talked to them, their product is good. It's just all the way around. It's a win-win all the way around. And I'm all for it. And I would like very much, when that opportunity comes, then I'll call all the sponsors, everybody who's been on the show who has merchandise and products. Hey, we have an event, come down here and let's rock out. Let's play some paintball. Let's get the merchandise and let's just share the love.
Yeah, I think on that note, if you don't mind me interjecting, you know what? I think that by having these vendors, you really big up the event. You take an event, you make it bigger. You create more excitement. And again, that just is like a driving force to bring in more people even after the game. And so it really bigs up the event when you have all this activity, right? It makes everything much more exciting, right? So it's just not the game itself, it's all this things and all the commotion going around about the game, So Yeah, vendors I think are really, really important.
I think so. I'm definitely in agreement there. I mean, like I said, my event that I went to in Bones and Ashes was the first major big event in paintball for me. I've been to numerous small events, meetups, so forth. But to walk onto the field after driving 13 hours, but I did it happily. But it made me feel even better to know, because on the way there I realized, oh shit, I forgot this. Oh shit, I forgot that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but that's what actually went through my mind. Like, oh my God, I forgot these. I forgot my boots. Oh my God, I forgot my bump helmet. Oh my God. And when I got to the field, I was able to get those items that I needed.
Yeah, good point. Good
you
point.
know, because let's be real, the pro shops are already going to have paintballs, first strikes, markers, toolkits. You know, the basic stuff that they'll sell in there. But if you're coming to a big event, people are going to forget something. It's just a rule of thumb.
Yeah,
You're going to forget something.
Yeah.
And
kids want souvenirs too, right?
Sorry?
So kids want souvenirs too, right? And they're just, just like any other thing they get excited about. They want something to take home to remember. And not just kids, but players in general. Like, who doesn't want, like, I don't know, any item that represents or resembles what they played, right? So the event they played. So no, it's all good, man. I think it's important too.
Yeah, we have the same. We have the same things over here. I mean, we've got a couple of really big games that are around about 800 to 2,000 players over here, and we have the vendors turn up for that. The Magfed events, there isn't any pure Magfed stores over here, so we've got Battle Gear, Matt68 who sells secondhand kit, and me. I deal with the MCS side of it because Battle Gear deals with T15, a bit of Tipman. I deal with 468 to help those people out. But yeah, like you said, the amount of times you turn up to an event and you either break your marker halfway through the event and it's a weekend-long event and you break it on the first day, well, I'm out all weekend. Or like you say, you forget something. We've got a team player that now twice has forgot his boots.
I've done that myself. Yeah. Like, what am I'm going to play in my sneakers? I'm going to play in but to know that we have these events, we have events and we have vendors there. Okay, cool.
Makes a big difference.
Makes a huge difference there. The people, I think people are more inclined to come to the events knowing that they have the availability for souvenirs, merchandise that they want to get. Maybe they like the game and they want to buy something. Maybe they don't like it. They just want a souvenir for the event. But having vendors there, it kind of opens up the doors, for the opportunity for the sport and the sport to grow, teams to develop, people come. Oh yeah, let's go to this event. This was awesome. They had a good experience. Now they're bringing their family. Now they're bringing their coworkers. So it's like it spreads and it spreads quickly. And I think affording the opportunity for vendors to be at events and fields is, that's another.
It's a huge way of vendors people actually being able to get the product out there. For example, Highway is one of our big sponsors. Within the airsoft world, people know about him because he does patches. He does loads of patches for loads of people. He designed our patch, but paintball-wise, next to nobody had heard of him. So I brought a load of his patches off him, took him to the event, stuck them all up. First day, I almost sold out of everything. I mean, some of these patches are like 36 quid, so that's about $42 for a patch. It's about this big. It is huge. But yeah, for people to be able to actually be showcase those products and new lines that are out there is great. It helps you guys out as well as helping the players out.
I think so. Let's go really quick to some comments. Cody Van Duzer, my nephew is 9 years old, was awarded MVP for Bigfoot team at Winter Wars, boosted his ego and wants to play more and play harder. That is exactly what that's exactly what we just finished saying, that Bigfoot Winter Wars, we're going to recap that in a moment, but Bigfoot Winter Wars was
first strike to the dome. Also,
I was going to get to that. But the opportunity and having the first strike to the dome, if you would have had the full wrap Gator Mall, the first strike would be nothing. You see
Talking
how
about Gator Mall.
you see how we plug in?
Hey, Steve, talking about Gator Mall. Gator Mall has just been accepted to be used and worn at EPL.
Oh, that's right. He did say he was talking about doing that.
Gator Mall just announced it. I want to send a big congratulations to Gator Mall, the entire Gator Mall family. Absolutely awesome group. Awesome group. And huge.
Alfred22 Magfed says, my son is now 10 years old. He's totally into Magfed paintball. And all my other 3 daughters recognize paintball for sure. And that's what this is about. You know, I started this show to bring information to the people, you know, open up the community to show them that, yeah, we play paintball, but hey, there's more to it than just going out dressing up, cosplaying, because that's what it is. Let's be real. Paintball is a sport, but we all dress up like soldiers. We all dress up like soldiers, whether it's a soldier or a teddy bear or a ninja, or we all dress up. It's cosplay. Okay. And the kids see that, children see that, and they see the realism or the similarity, to realism, and this is what I enjoy. These comments that I see here that the kids 9, 10-year-olds playing. My son is 11 years old and he plays. My other son is 15 years old and he dabbles. I'm sorry, 16 years old and he dabbles. So to have him even interested, and these are 2 individuals who are on the spectrum of autism, and they could relate to paintball and they want to play. I think that's the message that we're trying to send out, that, hey, paintball is welcoming, whether it's speedball, woodball, scenario, Magfed. It's welcoming. Come, play, have fun. The flip side to that is you're also taking children onto the field. You're also bringing them and giving them a sense of worth in regards to sport, where they don't feel, oh, well, I'm not the quarterback. I'm on the bench. I'm second string. I'm third string. Oh, no, paintball. You're on a team or you're playing with a team. You're on the field. You're playing. And I think that's another thing that draws the kids in, and that's what we need to get them away from negative influences that they may encounter, because we've all been kids and we've all had that negative impact in our lives at some point, where you sit down and you say, well, I see my friends doing it. Well, I can do it too. But if we can deter that and have them come over and say, oh, well, this is fun. I'm not killing anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm exercising. I'm bonding, and I'm having fun.
You know, you bring a brilliant point, and one that I never even considered. You're right. It's a team sport, but it's not one where you could be potentially on the sidelines. You know, you can play a kid can play just an important role as an adult, right? And that really builds a sense of self-importance and self-esteem and all that sort of stuff. Because it could take a kid who maybe is really kind of, introverted. But when he gets out in the field, and introverted because he's shy and stuff like that. But when he's out in the field and he gets all this encouragement, he maybe gets his first kill or whatever, that just really builds up his self-esteem. And so he goes from that shy introvert to this courageous extrovert that is now going to be able to mingle with others, and he takes that experience and then he brings it home to whatever environment that he's in, school, friends, and so on. So that's a very good point you bring up. That kids are not on the sidelines. They can choose to do whatever they want, play as hard as they want, go out, balls out, stay at the front or the back. It doesn't matter, and each role is just as important as the other. So
exactly.
I'm going to remember that. I'm going to bring that up when I talk next.
I got a 7-year-old myself, because command decisions, with their insurance, I respect it. Kids can't be on, till 10 years old. My son will still come to the field and hang out with the guys, and he feels like one of them. It's like, we'll let him go in, put a mask. We'll let him go into, the chrono. Just, okay, let me use the rest of the team.
I'm gonna share with you a real experience. My former team. My whole year last year I was sponsored by Cousins. This year I'm sponsored by Cousins. I took my son. I called the field and I told him. I said, "Listen, I have my son. He's 10 years old. He's on the spectrum of autism. I'm afraid I want to bring him to paintball. I want to open the world up to him to paintball. what should I know? Is it okay to bring him on a team practice? And the first thing they said was, definitely, bring him. He will have fun. Now, I'm crapping in my pants because he could have a fit. I don't know what the reaction is going to be. When he got to the paintball field and he dawned on, we gave him a molly vest, we gave him, made him feel, the team made him feel comfortable. They gave him a patch and he went out, he rocked out, and I bought him a Tippmann 9.8 right there from the field. And it was a gamble. I was like, all right, I'm spending this. It's not a lot of money, but all right. And he loved it. He shot my teammate in the hand. And that was his first kill, or his first kill. And he was rocking out. At the end of the match, he comes, and the first thing he says was, he takes off his mask. That was cool. When can we do it again?
Nice. That's awesome.
And I bugged out because, this kid is, he's high functioning autistic. So noises, different changes of environment, so forth. But while he was playing, the point that I was trying to make here is while he was playing, he wasn't autistic. While he was playing, he was one of us. He was a player. I'm not saying one of us meaning teammate. Saying he was one of us as a player, and that's what he does now. Every time we have big events, hey Dad, can I go with you? Sure, bud, let's go. Cool, and he'll get his stuff ready. He'll get it, and I've never seen him to be as so enthusiastic to do something like paintball. And let's be real, paintball is dirty. It hurts. You get hurt. You bleed. You sweat. You overheat. You freeze. You go through a lot of changes, and.
Scared of a field.
Yeah, and then when you have to go to the bathroom, you gotta find, it's so you go through a lot. You go through a lot, so it's not for everybody. But I firmly believe that you can change that by opening up the community, by having people experience what you experience, what drew you first into paintball. There had to have been something that drew you to paintball. For me, it was feeling on the field where, exactly as you said, whatever your role is, it's equally as important. So whether you're a novice or you're an expert, you set the pace of the game for yourself. It's not like, that hurt. It's not like you play an Xbox and you don't know the game and you're just gonna jump in and spray and pray. You actually make your own strategy, and these kids, I think, in my book, gives them the opportunity to use their mind, something that on a different level, other than school, other than life, other than, am I going to go with this friend? Am I going with that one? Now they're on the field. Now it's like, okay, how am I going to get you? What can I do to get to you? What can I do to get that out? And it makes them thinking, a form of critical thinking, but on the level of play. And
under stressful situation, and let's face it, if you're 13, 14, whatever, you're running amongst adults with first strike rounds and stuff like that, there's a certain degree of intensity and, potential for panic, right? But, when the kid is in that situation and he's able to not panic, kind of bury it down, think properly, that just builds the mind as well, right? Because, it takes a lot of mental fortitude to be able to, handle the situation calmly, strategically, and having that situational awareness about you so you know what's going on around you and then moving forward. And for a little kid to be able to do that, or at least develop that skill set, I mean, shit, man, where else can you develop that, really? And then the great thing is, again, you're running with adults that'll coach you and run by you or run with you and protect you. It all around is an outstanding thing for one's physical and mental fortitude.
I definitely agree. Comments coming in as he's commenting, saying bonding is a big part of paintball. Random strangers becoming brothers in arms. The next thing you know, you're exchanging numbers and recognize each other on the field, and the fields become welcoming to kids. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's I think in essence, that's what we all try to promote. When you have
like G-Lucky just said, he said, he said my son plays Jersey, but more speedball driven. Many of us love Magfed. Many of us are ex-military. But there is speedball players, that I've seen that are coming into the scenario scene. There's some speedball players, our spec speedball players, they could toss a lot more paint than, us first strikers, but, we get that one shot and we can get you. But, there's two sides of paintball. My son's got a little Spider 50 cal, and it's a hopper right now until, he's able to hold a Magfed marker and draw and work the rounds. I'll spend $70-$80 for a box of 50 cals and just let them go have fun.
Yeah.
I and then that's what also comes into play when we have vendors at these events. These kids see this. Think about it as a kid. We're grown men, but we, like, for example, for me this year or last year, I went to Comic-Con. I felt like a kid. I'm here and I'm seeing all these vendors. I'm going for an event, but I have all these vendors here. So I'm here for the event, and if I like something, I can pick it up as a souvenir. If I don't like it, I still got a souvenir of the event, right? But in paintball, it's the same thing, and I really do hope that more and more fields start allowing more and more vendors to come. It promotes camaraderie. It promotes sportsmanship. It promotes positivity within the community. It's everybody is. It's not closed off only to the field, where the field is only exclusively making, money. Let's be real. Paintball is a business. It's everything is a business, regardless of what it is. Everything is a business. But if the fields were, I understand the times, COVID, things, that, and the other, but by opening up the opportunity for vendors to share to vendors to come to your field or come to your event promoters, it opens up the possibility of that vendor potentially having a life-changing or better quality of life, just like the field has the opportunity to make a better quality of life, because it's a business. Facts be told, it's a business. And no matter how you look at it, when you buy paint at a store, you're supplying for a strike. You're making somebody else, giving somebody else money. When you buy it from the field is making a percentage of it. When you buy it from a store, the same thing. So I understand, the logistics and the business behind it, but I just hope that over time, as time progresses, the fields will be more acclimated and more open to the opportunity.
Too.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Mr. Paul.
Tone over here is so quiet today.
Well, I was just about to go to him. Mr. Tone, you were just at Winter Wars this past weekend.
All right. Yes, I was.
Let's go and talk about Winter Wars really quick.
I would like to acknowledge that kid, Cody's nephew. I actually got to see that kid in action. That kid got wheels on him, and I tell you this, by me seeing how many he got, he had 10 confirmed kills in the first 10 minutes of the game.
This is a kid?
This is the kid they told who's a Bigfoot. On the Bigfoot side, who got the MVP. That kid was everywhere. Much respect for that kid. Definitely, 100% on that kid.
He was running Magfed or speedball?
I saw it with a hopper, so I don't know if it was a mechanical or was a regular, but he was moving around. I thought he was, to be honest, I don't want to offend no one. I thought it was a midget till I found out it was a kid.
Yeah.
But that I have much respect for that.
And 4 confirmed surrenders.
No way.
The kid was out there, and he did get a couple props too. So I have to say he was very good. Also, but getting down to Winter Wars, it was a very interesting. I said I had a great time. This was my first time there, and the score was 1,200. Yeti, Bigfoot 460.
Wow.
But I have to say this: Bigfoot, they tried their best for being less people on the field. They were not that many. There were not that many players on their side.
Well, let me ask you: how cold was it?
Oh, it was cold. It was cold.
If you had to guess.
All right. It was 14 degrees outside. Running outside, 14 degrees.
Yeah, screw that. I'm good.
I'll tell you this. It wasn't that bad. Like, I'll tell you this. 14 degrees. Once you're running, you're fine. I was wrapped up everything.
I don't own enough clothes.
Yeah. 14 degrees.
Oh wait, Cody just said his son was running the Stormer that he actually won from Paintball for a Cure.
No way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was running the Tippmann Stormer that he actually won from Tonka himself.
No, that's awesome, man.
That's
Just made my night, man. That's beautiful.
That's what I love about this community. It's like one big circle. You don't know what, you bring a kid in, he could be running a Brent or Tippmann 98, and, all of a sudden he wins a marker and he wins MVP with it.
That's amazing, man. Oh, shit. That's amazing. That's awesome.
And that is why I love this community as much as I do. Yeah, and everywhere you go, no matter where you go at every walk of life, you're going to experience good and you're going to experience bad. That's just a natural evolution of life.
Oh, yeah.
But in this community, I've learned in this community, the good outweighs the bad tenfold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Tenfold.
Yeah. 100%.
And I love
100%.
I love that. I love that. I love the fact that, we bond together. Yeah, you know what? In essence, yeah, we are like siblings. Siblings argue and they're there for each other. And that is in essence, I think that's what it kind of is.
Are you coming back, man?
I'm sorry?
Are you coming back in demand?
Yes, I'm coming back. I'm coming back this year. That's Geo Magfed's son. I guess he's asking if I'm coming back to Bones and Ashes. Yes, I'm going back to Bones and Ashes.
No,
yes, I'm going back to Command Decisions. Yes, I'm going back. So I will be making 2 trips to North Carolina myself this year. One to go to Command Decisions and one to go to Bones and Ashes. I have to.
Shoot you.
I'm sorry?
I said I'll shoot you.
Okay, now you're challenging me. Gio, what are you doing to him?
Yo, is this going to be an Iron Man match?
Oh God, no.
The only rule is, Steve, you can't have a marker. He has to have the marker, and you got to take and say it.
The Iron Man match it is, and it'll be a one-sided Iron Man match, and he can just have away at it. He can, but then I'll have one of Tom's microfibers to wipe my face, so I'll be good. Hopefully he'll be shooting me with a Tonka tactical marker, and it would just be a great day all around. Tonka tactical shooting me, and then my cleanup would be with Preston apparel, and it would be a good day. It'd be a great day.
Oh, he got 3 years to get on the field with me.
Tell us.
She said you better run.
I'm scared. Tell us when Tonka Tactical will be live streaming again. Any announcements you want to make or any information you want to give?
You know what? My next video, I had a lot of footage, but I lost it because of my cameras and stuff like that. But I have a video going to come out where I bought the Modern Combat Sports Tip-X holster, and I have a bunch of them. I'm going to test it out and see and give you my thoughts on it. But I have something really, really cool that's in the works, and I'm going to probably announce it in the next couple of weeks. I just sent in a proposal to this company, and if all goes through really, really and I launch it properly, which I should, we're going to raise a lot of money for paintball. But I can't give you that announcement. I got to keep it under wraps for now until I get the official okay. But I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really excited. But other than that, we have another randomizer coming up, like I said, either tomorrow or Friday. And the next thing is I'm going to do another giveaway. I just got to find out the next big event that's coming up next month. and then we have like 2 markers lined up ready for that. So I'm pretty stoked about it.
Nice. Yeah. And Tom?
Next big event for me is in March at Battlefield Orlando.
Over at Desi Johnson's.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
That's gonna be the drastic game. That's my next big game.
Well,
February is pretty quiet for me. So if anybody has something in February, let me know.
I will take a look. I know we have
Probably not.
I know we
not up north. Well, too cold.
Well, it wouldn't be anytime soon. It wouldn't be it would probably be in the summer.
Okay.
Mr. Edwards, do you have any questions for the panel?
I haven't. I've already got Preston Apparel's page on one of my many screens in front of me, ready to ping him a message going, yeah, I'm going to be tapping you up for this. I need some prices, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, no, I'm... yeah, and I liked Tonka Tactical earlier on. Again, I hadn't seen it before because I'm in the UK and your stuff is all on random times and I don't follow that much over that way. But yeah, I will be raiding that a little bit later on as well because hey, I don't sleep, as you can tell, because I'm sitting here at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad. Truth be told, let the truth be told, he did tell me in the very beginning. Mondays are kind of hard for me because I have to go to work in the morning. But since I've come on the team and I've doing the podcast, every Monday I've had this gentleman on the show. And then the next day I feel like crap because I know he's got to go to work and it's a 5-hour difference. And I'm like, oh my God. So
that's dedication, man.
I do apologize. I do apologize.
I do way too much.
Can I add one more thing?
Huh? Yeah,
so when we set up at events, we also tend to set up and print on site. So the microfibers and tumblers and T-shirts and stuff, I actually bring blanks with me so I can print custom stuff on site for people. Which is a big twist that most people don't do. So
that's good.
I'm definitely going to work on a summer event. And I'm definitely going to get you guys down there, you and Tactical. Awesome. I'm thinking maybe I have to put it together. I have to put it together before I go any further than that. With that, Tone, do you have any questions?
Actually, you pretty much asked all the questions and everything.
You have Mr. Tonka Tactical himself on, and you have no questions.
Hey, listen, right now I'm speechless, and like, good thing I have a beard because I'm blushing right now. I'm like,
thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's really nice.
And plus, like, at the same time, I got my little 3-year-old running around, so like, I'm trying to keep an eye on him. But no, like, listen, like I said before, it's much respect what you're doing to the paintball community. You know what? The most important is giving back to this community.
Yeah.
Making sure the kids, like right now, like a lot of people say, and we do mean, the kids are our future in this sport. They are our future,
100%.
And me, I can't wait for my 3-year-old to get of age to be out on the field to play. I have also a 13-year-old. You know what? I'm trying to get him back in the field to play.
Nice.
You know what? Many people who is watching, you know what? Your kids, you know what? Especially the time we're going through right now during this whole pandemic, a lot of kids are getting affected, being affected, being stuck at home, no interaction with other kids. This is an opportunity for them to go out and interact with other kids, interact with other people, to get back to normal, like what we're trying to say, be back to normal.
100%.
And you know what? Like, I would love to try my best because every time I go out on the field, you know what? I see kids out there playing. And they'll see me, I'm all uniformed up and everything. And these kids will be like, they just look at you like, oh my God, where are you? Are you famous? Or like, I'm like, I'll go up there and I'll sit down and I'll talk to them. Like, hey, is there anything questions you want to see? Can I see your marker? I'm like, you want to shoot it? He's like, yeah, you'll let me? I'm like, I'll tell the parent like this, go to the shooting range right there. We'll go. I'll let the kid, I don't care. Shoot all my first strikes you want. As long as that kid is happy, has a face on him, and he's happy, that makes me happy. because, like I said, they're our future. They are our future.
Yeah, I agree. That's happened to me on the field as well. And I'm fulled up. Most everybody knows I play as a sniper. I was a sniper in the military. I was a sniper here. So when I come out, I'm dressed up, and I usually wear solid colors. Use black or whatever surroundings, but mainly black. But when I take out my marker and I'm on my way to go, and go get it, do calibrating and make sure that it's shooting at the right FPS. I'm walking through the field and kids, oh man, oh, and they see the TPM that's painted. They see the whatever, if I'm using my sniper rifle, or if I'm using my my PDW, and hey, can I take a look at that? Yeah, sure, come on. I'm gonna go right here to the chrono. Why don't you come on and take a look? And I'll go chrono, and then they're watching me chrono. And they're like, oh wow, you want to try it? Yeah, go ahead. So I've already chronoed, and I'll give them the PDW and let them chrono the PDW at the same time. They're shooting it off, and they seem to like, wow, and it's that look that look is what I love, is the fact that I've just opened up that child's that kid's world to an entirely new experience that he probably ordinarily would not have had the opportunity to.
100%, man. And that's always a rush, right? That's always a rush. To see that look on the kid's face, man.
You also, I remember at Heartbreak Ridge, one of my prospects, his little brother came, and Steve gave him his scout.
Yeah.
Let him use it as long as either Steve or myself was next to him. And this kid was happy. Bro, he was happy as hell. He's like, Gio, I ran out of mags, and I decided I was going to run my T15. I pulled out a mag, and I gave it to him head first. Like, he goes, are you sure? I was like, here. Have fun.
Yeah, I mean, on my scout, I went a little step further, and I actually got a real scope, a real hunting scope, and it gives you the ballistics, it gives you the trajectory. I'm a sniper by definition. I think when I'm utilizing my scout, my headshots are accurate because I'm getting that real time info from my scope. That's my secret. But the secret's out. But that is how I'm accurate. And this, and his kid came and he was rocking with it all day, and he was, oh my God. I was like, oh, it gets better. Check it out. And I switched it from from normal day vision to thermal. So now he was like, oh wow, this is like watching The Predator. I'm like, yeah. So, and he's rocking out. He's like, oh my God, I got to get one. And the whole day he's picking my brain. How much did it cost? And how long did it take you to build? And then normally, guys would be like, you know what? Leave me alone. All right, enough. Yeah. But the look on his face, during the match, after the match, hey, can we target practice? Can we? Yeah, sure. Come on, let's go. Awesome. So it was. I mean, that feeling by itself is, for me, it's rewarding, because I know that child or that kid is going to have that experience in the back of his head. It's not going to turn him off to coming to the sport, and in fact, it might actually encourage him to bring his friends. And it grows.
100%.
I had a 10-year-old at Santa vs. Grinch. This kid came up to me and goes, hey, I got shot out. I'm going back on. My dad's somewhere out there. Can I run with you? I was like, all right, cool, sure. This kid legit ran in the middle of a firefight to go grab a Christmas present. That's part of one of the missions. He would go, oh, you hold my marker. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, and there's like 5 of us who are like, what just happened? Yeah, like, this kid's got bigger opponents than us.
Kids are fearless. That's it. Kids are fearless. They are.
Oh, they are.
They don't know that.
We're like, okay, I'm not going out there, but the kid will.
Well, you know why? You know what? And I think most of us can agree on that. And this is why. Because when we get hurt, we hurt. We're like, fuck. We hurt. We hurt for days. They get hurt. They're not afraid to get hurt. Whereas I'm going to think twice before I jump over this bunker, because I might break my leg. I might fall. I might bust my butt. Something's going to happen, and I'm going to be sidelined. These kids, hey, go over that bunker. And they'll go. Without, and that, I think, for me, seeing that happen makes the game, for me, more enjoyable, because you're seeing something ordinarily that you and I wouldn't do. We want to do. Maybe we could have in our younger days. But now that we're up there in age, we just want to play and have fun. But to see these random events that happen, where they do something absolutely astonishing. It's like, and then that's when you realize, oh shit! I'm sorry, there I go again with the curse. Oh man, there, that's out. How old are you? Oh my god, So it not only does it blow their mind, it blows your mind, and then you have, if you capture it on video, you're like, oh look at it, look, he jumped over this bunker. Oh my god, look, he jumped and then and I think that's what makes the game even more interesting and a hell of a lot more fun. Sharing those experiences with your fellow brothers in arms on the field and these walk-ons and these kids. And I agree 100% that anything that we can do to bring these kids to the sport is a good thing, because we're all getting old. If I could, I'd play paintball until I'm 100. But I know realistically that's going to be impossible. And these kids are going to step up and and grab the reins that we are all holding. And the future of the sport is in their hands. We dictate the direction now, but we're going to get to an age where that's it, I'm done. And who's going to play? These kids. So what you show these kids, the time that you take out of your normal day, the time you take on a podcast or on a field, or whether you're on a team, or whatever it is that you're doing with regards to paintball, and there's a kid that comes up to you, the best thing to do is not turn them away, no matter how tied up you're in your day or your normal life. When you're on the field, you're not thinking about normal life. You're taking up your frustrations, or you're going for therapy, or you're whatever the case is. And these kids are coming and they're learning from you. They're watching you. So why not take a minute out of your day when you're on the field and talk to a kid? Kid wants to play. Kid wants to learn. You were at that point too. Go ahead.
Even at rec days, we'll set everything up. I'll have one or two of my markers, sitting there, and I'll see these walk-on kids come over and like, wow, is that a real paintball mark? I was like, yeah. He goes, how good did it shoot? I was like, you want to see? He goes, wait, what? I can? I'm like, yeah. Go play your round, and then come see me after. And some of my guys would be looking, I'm like, yo, you're going to let him waste first strikes? As you all know, I have first strikes for days. But it's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, but you paid to practice today. I was like, I can practice whenever I want. I can come to the field whenever I want. All I care about is these kids having fun and trying to get them to come back. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want to see them back next weekend. And I've given some parents, my number, like, hey, look, your son ever wants to come back out. Feel free to call me. I will come get him on the way to the field. It doesn't bother me at all. I want to see him back on the field.
Frontline Paintball Podcast is chiming in. They always make time for kids. That is exactly the message that we're trying to do for this episode today. Bring it to the light and let people know, the community as a whole is driving. But at the end of the day, the real future of this community is the kids. And I'm glad.
How small a shirt can you get for the kids?
Sorry?
I can get youth size shirts in the moisture wicking ones.
That'd be awesome for the kids, honestly.
Well, gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Tom, and then come down to Tonka Tactical. Basically, do a tic-tac-toe formation. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Plug in what you want to plug in. You want to plug in your contact, whatever it is you want to do for your store, for your merchandise, for your show, whatever it is. The show is yours. By all means, Tom.
Hi. So reach out, any events. We can ship to you if it's an event I can't make. And you can reach out to Preston Apparel at yahoo.com or check out any of our Facebook pages. Paracord Addiction is our original business name. So if you search that or Press On Apparel, you'll find us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tonka Tactical himself.
First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. If anybody wants to reach out to me in any fashion, you can reach me at Richard Avery, or just join my Tonka Tactical Facebook group. Just easy to find. Just type it in and join. And you know what? Like I said, if there's anybody that can tell me what the new event is, if there's new players you want me to help introduce or whatever. That's what the group is for. That's what I'm here for. Reach out to me anytime. I'm always here for you. And long live paintball.
Awesome. Tone?
I'd like to make a couple shout outs real quick. For whoever's on Team Yeti, yo, we did our thing. We went out there, we won. I'd like to also make a special shout out. Couple brothers that I play with, Never Surrender. Donnie, Nelly, and Nick, y'all did your thing. I'm proud of you guys. And to my captain and HQ, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a co-captain and represent the team in Winter Wars. And let's make the sport great again. Let's keep on building it. That's all I have to say.
Beautiful. Mr. Edwards?
No, as per usual, thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks to our sponsors, both out in the US and in the UK. We've got quite a few of them, and I'm always working on more. I'm actually on the field this Saturday, as long as work doesn't drag me in. So that makes a change. So yeah, I thought it was the weekend after, but it's not. It's actually this Saturday. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
All eyes are watching you from across the pond here. You see that? You see that?
Yeah, my boys out there. Yeah.
Cool. Mr. Magfed, Mr. Gio.
First of all, I want to thank everybody who's watching on podcast and on YouTube. This Friday, don't miss a show. We have the first ever all-female podcast happening. This Friday is going to be dedicated to the women of paintball.
Nice.
I have a few females that I have had the chance to play for, and some that will outperform. Oh wait!
We're about to join your. Better late than never.
Done at some point.
But
Listen, on her defense, she landed. That's why, because she messaged. All right.
Yeah.
She was
like
on her way home.
This Friday.
Yes.
It's the women of paintball. Miss Yvette will be on. I have a few other that are going to be on. You know, I want men to see. You know, it's not just a sport full of men. You know, like we talked about today, there's a lot of kids coming in the sport, but there's also a lot of women in the sport that do not get the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah.
You know, so I decided, told Steve, like, yo, let's get the women in here. You know, we've only had Yvette's been the only female baller that's been on here.
She's been the only female baller.
So I have on top of my sister down there, I have 3 other females that will be joining us. Not going to say who yet. I'm not going to spoil it till Friday morning. But, you know, I also want to thank Steve for, you know, giving me the opportunity to help rebrand Generation Magfed and continue building the family that we have here. And I want to thank Paul, you know, for giving my brother the opportunity to build the New York chapter. You know, I've told him all the time, he's got more ahead of him, and you know, just that he can do. Tonka, thank you again for letting me represent you here in the U.S. here in North Carolina. It meant the world to me, you know, being a father myself and bringing a kid into the sport very soon. And Tom, I thanked you a million times. I want to thank you for what you did for Craig. It meant the world to us as a family. If some of y'all don't know, Tom came, and try not to cry because, you know, this event meant a lot to me. You know, military brother fighting 3 different cancers, and he's not giving up. Tom came and made a huge donation to him. You know, he made stuff on the fly there, and you know, we bought everything. Tom left empty.
Oh.
Yeah, all the stuff we made for the event. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy event because I literally drove up the night before. I drove almost 6 hours up there, I think, and then turned around and drove right back the next day.
And nobody was disappointed. It was a day of tears and a day of having fun, and I put a lot of work into it. I'm going to be connecting with him, which we are planning something else again. So I can't say yet because it's not confirmed, so I don't want to put anything out there. But from the entire family here, we want to thank you for what you did. It meant the world to us. I know it meant the world to Craig, and
I'm glad to help.
we appreciate it 100%, bro. And Paul, go get some sleep, bro.
Yeah, I will be soon.
I
Yeah.
feel so bad for him. Miss Yvette, you're muted now. For those of you watching, Miss Yvette is the captain of the Texas chapter of my team, Who Dares Wins. She was just recently
Yes,
yes, sir.
Look what I got.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go to North Carolina for that.
I need a pet.
I love you, man. I love you, Gio.
As I was saying, Miss Yvette was at Texas Revolution. Her and Vince, Night Stalker. Miss Yvette, we're at the end, but if you can give us a recap, brief.
Turn your mic off. Turn your mic on.
And get my camera on. Hi guys.
Yes.
I can't even see you. Where is everyone?
We're all here.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, even though like Vince dropped me off a little bit earlier at the airport and stuff, and my flight, I just got in a little while ago and I needed gas up for the week. But anyhow, it was a great tournament or a great event. A lot of missions. We collaborated with another team, and they're they were great. It was a great experience because we hadn't, collaborated with them before. So it was everything that was just done as far as like just chat. So, shout outs to them. They were awesome, and they're from Dallas, I believe. They were coming from Dallas. It's a Milsom team that they're really they're focused on that. We played for the red team, and we were cutting it close, at least we thought, but then no, it was a pretty good victory, and we were privileged enough to with Task Force 83 Milsom to be the most valuable team.
Awesome.
So we got that award. I'm trying to put the picture on here too. So we were pretty excited. I didn't get to play.
We got the award.
I didn't really get to. On Saturday, it was really, really bad. The weather. It was so cold, windy, and I was not feeling well at all. So I only got to play a little bit at the beginning and the rest. But I was like, you guys go play. I'm not leaving. And we stuck it out until the end. And then, got me some medication, everything. It was really, I guess, the allergies because we were at Cedar Park. So that was it was bad. That did not help.
Wow.
But it was a great experience.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Yes. Shout outs to Robert Perkins. He just emailed me some photos that he took of Vince and I at the event, and they're awesome pictures.
Yeah, these are some of those pictures. They are really
That's
good.
some really nice action shots you got there.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Once again, shout outs to Milsom because they were an awesome team. To Texas Paintball for hosting a great event. My baby is like missing me because I was gone for 3 days, so he's like undetached now. Since I walked back into the door, he's like, "You left me."
Nice.
There's Vince.
Nice.
Oh, baby. But like I said, it was a great event. The way it was put together, the missions, it was a great experience. It was the first time that I went to a Texas Revolution event in Austin, and a lot of the people that were there are looking into going to the next one, which is going to be Black Hawk Down, and so that looks like an awesome event, and we're looking forward to see if we can attend that. But I believe that's like the week after Bones and Ashes, so we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, it's this season has been looking like it's going to be a really big season for events.
Yes.
The COVID protocols are dropping a little bit. More and more people are coming out, so it's looking like it's going to be really good. Miss Yvette, as we are at the end of the show, I want to say, will you be on? Can we count you in for the Women of Paintball show on Friday?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping to get Mel on from over here as well, as long as work permits, so on and so forth. She'll also be on for that one. And I believe we've got Andy Farley from Kronos Paintball.
Yes. We're going to have a pretty good show in store for everybody on Friday. We are at the end of the show. I want to thank each and every one of the panelists here tonight. Tonka Tactical, Tom from Preston Apparel, my co-host Gio Magfed, my co-captain Tone Dabarber, and of course, Miss Yvette. But last but not least, my president and friend from across the pond, Paul Edwards from Who Dares Wins. Generation Magfed is on Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you watching, and those of you watching after the show, make sure you comment, click, like, and subscribe. This show's success depends on you. The subscriptions basically are just a way of showing that I can continue doing this. Not doing it for money. I'm not doing it other than for the love of the sport. I want a community to grow. And,
Vince is coming on.
Jumping on there.
Late as usual.
Army Ranger.
Always late.
I'm on time.
Army Ranger.
He can tell you a little bit more about the experience for Saturday, since he was out on the field longer than I was that day. But like I said, it was a lot of pretty good missions and stuff. Like, we had to secure different props and everything. They had a very nice night game as well. That was pretty interesting. I mean, that place is super dark, so I can even imagine like how the guys did. But like I said, Milsom, the Task Force 83, they did such an awesome job in collaborating with us, giving us the updated channels for the event. They went and gave the general a radio, and they're like, hey, just let us know. So, and Vince can go into more detail with some of the missions that were having to be done throughout the event, or throughout the 2 days.
Yeah, because Yvette's code name during the game was Sneezy Rider throughout the whole entire event because of her allergies.
Rider.
Yeah. They're like, all we had to do is follow the sneezes, and we found her.
Literally.
I was like,
she was out there walking. I hear that. No kind of tactical movement, nothing.
He was the decoy.
I got paint on my mask. No, that's not paint.
That's not paint. Oh man!
My eyes were all watering. I ran out of all the tissues that I carried with me on the field. I was like, I'm about to use my rag to clean my face mask. I was so getting ready to use that to clean my nose up. It was bad.
What was the temperature, Yvette? What was the temperature over there?
I think it only reached, like, throughout the day, I think the highest was maybe 30-some, but there was like 50-mile-per-hour winds.
Whatever the temperature, it was definitely warmer than where you were at.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing in 14-degree weather in winter war.
No.
Oh, no. It wasn't that cold.
Next
But, like I said, we had winds that our tents were being blown over. Everything. Yeah, it was like
that 30-degree weather than 14. That's all I have to say.
Guys, I would love to continue this, but we are at the very end. But what I will do is, of course, Vince and Yvette are always, they have direct access, and every show I go, I always invite them, so they will definitely be back on for sure. Mr. Edwards will be back on. I do hope to have Tom from oh my God, excuse me. I just got tongue twisted. Woo! I'd like to have Tom on again, and Mr. Tonka Tactical on as well. But like I said, I hate the fact that we're at the end of the show. But again, as I was saying, we will have them back on again. Generation Magfed's on Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you comment, click like, and subscribe. Drop a like, drop a comment. Just a couple of quick announcements that I do know that Who Dares Wins New York chapter is recruiting. So if those of you are interested, by all means, you can DM, drop us a message. For those interested and wanting to know more about the team, we're more than happy to express and talk to you about that. I believe also the Misfits are also recruiting as well. So if you guys are down south or in that region, you reach out to Geo Magfed and they will. I believe
they're recruiting into PA. We've now expanded. We do have our New Jersey team we are recruiting for, a North Carolina team that I'm recruiting for. So if you're interested down here, shoot me a DM. And then our PA chapter is now starting to build. If you're anywhere from PA, if you're interested, shoot me a DM and I will personally get you in touch with our new PA chapter captain.
All right, and there you go. And if you also interested in trying out or come in and see what we're about as Who Dares Wins, you're more than welcome to just drop me a DM. You can drop Dabarber a DM. We will reach out to you. You can drop Mr. Edwards for those over the pond. If you're in Texas, you can drop Vince and Yvette. They'll be more than happy to. We have a chapter in Chicago, Hilario Rodriguez as well. You can drop any one of us if you're interested in any one of those regions. We'll be happy to help you guys out and bring you guys on and make you part of the family. With that being said, I want to thank you personally, each and every one of you, for being on the show this afternoon, this evening. Mr. Edwards, I know it's very late for you, and I feel really guilty. Believe me, I'm sure I'm going to get
afternoon, this evening, and this morning.
Yes, there we go. So, with that being said, gentlemen, ladies, community, boys and girls, make sure you guys stay warm, do your homework, make sure you listen to your parents. For those of you who are not in school, check on your neighbors, keep your family close. Weather is really bad, it's cold. We have a really Arctic blast coming through for those in the Northeast. So, with that being said, guys, good night. Peace, love, and I'll catch you on the next show.
Hey guys. Thank you, Steven.